The average test score in a certain statistics class was 74 with a standard deviation of 8. There are 2,000 students in this class. Use the empirical rule to answer the following. So using the empirical rule, I'm going to annotate the normal distribution. But before I begin to annotate the percentages, let me begin by recording the center, which would be the average or the mean. In this case, that's 74. To get the values on the right, I'm going to need the standard deviation. So the standard deviation is going to be 8. So I'm going to begin by adding 8, which would leave us with 82. And then if I add 8 again, we're going to get 90. And if I add 8 again, we're going to get 98. To get the values to the left of the mean, I'm going to subtract by the standard deviation of 8. So 74 minus 8, I'm going to get 66. If I subtract 8 again, I'm going to get 58. And doing it one more time, I'm going to get 50. Now I'm going to add the percentages of the normal distribution. And we can begin to address part 1. How many students scored between 66 and 90? So first, I'm going to get the percentage. So my lower bound is 66, and my upper bound is 90. I need to grab the area in between those two limits there. And I can see that I'm going to need to add 34, 34, and 13.5. So here I have a total of 68. And if I add that with 13.5, I'm going to get a total of 81.5%. Now, because here I'm actually required to tell how many students, and I know that there's 2,000 students, I'm going to multiply 2,000 with the 81.5%. So I'm going to have to convert this into a decimal by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So 2,000 multiplied with 0.815, and that's going to give me a total of 1,630. So 1,630 students scored between 66 and 90. Moving on to part 2, how many students scored more than 98? So I'm going to begin at 98, and here, if I want more than 98, that's only 0.15%. So I have 0.15%, and to convert it to a decimal, I'm just going to move the decimal point 2 units to the left. So 1 and 2, and then any space that I accumulate, I'm just going to replace it with a 0, or fill it in with a 0. So here I have 0 or 0.0015, and I'm going to multiply it with the 2,000. And multiplying that, I'm going to get a total of 3. So 3 students scored more than 98. Let's go ahead and move to part 3. How many students scored at most 66? So at most 66 means that I can't get past the 66. So my upper bound is 66. And all of the people that I'm interested in are going to be to the left of this region. So I'm going to get the area to the left. And you can see that I'm going to need to add the 0.15 with the 2.35 with the 13.5. So 13.5 plus 2.35. And then I'm going to add the 0.15. And that's going to give me 16%. So that's going to convert to 0.16. And if I multiply that with my total of 2,000, I'm going to get the total number of students, which would be 320. So 320 students scored at most a 66.